Welcome back to Star Wars Battle of Hoth. We're going to be doing a mission 2, which is Snowspeeder Counter-Attack. This time we have Snowspeeders. We'll be playing from the Rebel perspective, and we are using the Luke Skywalker 3 cards have been shuffled in here. And we have a walker out here now, and Imperial troopers and droids again. So a couple new units, one new terrain type, hills. We'll look at that. And the Imperial player, which will be sort of off screen, hidden information, will be using the Veers 3 cards. Alright, so let's take a look at the units. So if we look at the walker, now the walker is a bit unique. To hit it, you need a gear symbol or a hit symbol, but then you must confirm your hit. So whatever you roll, you have to re-roll that many number of dice again, and you have to get a blast symbol to take it down. If you don't, they don't take it down. Also, they do not retreat. And droid units, in the very first mission, as you saw the scenario, they actually counted as 2 points. In this mission, they count as nothing, and they are hit with just a hit symbol. And if we take a look at our Snowspeeders, they are hit with the gear symbol and a blast symbol. They can move up to 3 spaces, and they attack. Adjacent is 4 dice, and 2 away is 2 dice. So they hit very hard, and they get to move a long ways away. And we have 3 of them, 3 sets of them, of 3. And our trooper units, which we know. So we have hills this time. So we know the crevasses, they're impassable terrain, except for flying units. We can fly over them, and you can actually stay on a crevasse unit with flyers, with speeders as well. And let's take a look at the hills. So hills have, or ridges I should say, have lots of stuff going on. Movement AT-AT units cannot move onto ridges. So this guy cannot move onto a ridge. He's just not going to climb a hill. Protection. When attacking an enemy unit on a ridge hex, units reduce the number of attack dice rolled by 1 unless they are also on a ridge hex. So what that means is, if we were, say, here and we want to attack these guys, it's usually 3 dice, 2 dice, but -1 because we're shooting up to the hill. But if we were on this hill location, it's hill versus hill, so it would be 3, 2, 1 dice. So we don't lose the die if we're on the same basic elevation. So that's how that works. Also, there's no blocking line of sight, I think was the next thing they're talking here. So they do block line of sight. So if I'm here, I cannot shoot at these units because the hill is in the way. However, it has a unique, interesting thing. Special line of sight between 2 units on ridges is only blocked by other units that are also on ridges and by Seracs. We don't have Seracs in this mission, but what that means is kind of interesting. So if I had a unit here, and let's say there was trooper units in between, these guys could actually shoot at these guys because we're both on ridges, so we're elevated, and the guys in between do not block line of sight. So that's actually a new and interesting kind of take on the hills and such. Alright, let's take a look at the mission itself. Alright, so taking a look at the mission, we are playing as the Rebels, so everything as you see here is set up here. Alright, let's have it read here. After making initial contact with the Imperial forces, it's time for the Alliance to organize their defenses against the imminent Imperial landings on Hoth. There's no time to waste, either because advanced recon troops just made contact with armored Imperial forces. Echo Base High Command quickly scrambles some of the most valuable modified T-47s to delay the quickly shifting balance of forces toward the Empire. The Rebel objective is to eliminate as many snowtroopers as possible, delay their advance, and maybe even eliminate an AT-AT in the process. Maybe. For the Imperial forces, these insignificant rebels are no threat. The heavily armored walker should pass through them without even slowing down. So there's no sort of special things. It's going to be 4 cards and 4 cards for both. And we as a Rebel start the game. And 4 medals. Once again, I'm going to make it 5 medals just to prolong the agony a little bit here. It's a little bit more fun to just keep rolling dice. 4 medals I find very quick. We'll go with 5 medals. And that's it. Alright, so we begin. Now, we've got to shuffle our cards. Like I said, I have the Luke Skywalkers shuffled in here. He's basically does lots of interesting control stuff for the Snowspeeders. Han Solo is more for the infantry, and Princess Leia is kind of does for everything, but we're not playing with Princess Leia. Alright, shuffle. We get 4 cards. We start, and before we look at our 4 cards, let's go ahead and shuffle these guys. They also get 4 cards, but it's going to be hidden information. They will do the best they can to try and snuff out us, the rebels. So that's their 4 cards. Alright, let's take a look at our cards. We have Recon, 1 on that side. Yeah, okay. Ooh, Tactical Assault. We got 2 Luke Skywalker cards. You saw me shuffling. Order 1 vehicle unit. This unit can move 1 additional hex, rolls an additional die. Wow, that is brutally powerful. I like that. And we got another Luke Skywalker card. Order 2 units of your choice. These units can move an additional hex. Ooh, okay. What do we want to do? We probably want to save our Luke Skywalker cards, or we can just do all on the other this side. All right, I think we're gonna hang on to these. We're gonna start by playing all on the left flank. So that's basically 2 of our Snowspeeder units. And if we remember the Snowspeeders, they have a movement of 3 and they can still attack. So if they're 2 spaces away, they're rolling 2 dice. If they're adjacent, they roll 3. So let's go ahead. These are the only ones we're going to activate. So I'll use the dice again. So gear symbol because they're vehicles. Let's get down here and get them moving and shooting. Alright, so they have a movement of 3, so they can move 3 and still shoot. So I think they're going to do that. So these guys are going to go 1, 2, 3. So we'll move these guys here, zipping along in our Snowspeeders, and they will be able to attack. And then we will move these guys 1, 2. We'll move these guys 3 here, and they will also attack. Alright, good stuff. Now, they do 4 dice, 2 dice. So we'll take this one, can actually shoot at this because it goes along the edge of the hill. Hills block line of sight, or ridges I should say. But we can still attack these guys. But it's only going to be 2 dice, but we'll take the 2 dice attack. And we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can knock out a couple of those snow troopers. Double retreat. Okay. So they have to move back 1. And they have to move back again, but they can't because they're blocked on the back of their... they can't go back any further, so they're going to lose 1 unit. So, first kill! Now, unfortunately, these guys don't have the range. 1, 2, 3, or they can't hit these guys because they're blocked from the hill. So, our second Snowspeeder unit can't do anything because they don't have range. And that's our turn. We draw another card for us. Raid 2 on the right. Okay. And over we go to the Imperial player. Alright, the Imperial player has decided to play this all. So they would be looking this way. So they're going to activate all units in the center. All of them. Wow, that's a lot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 units they will be activating. And let's take a look at the walker again. Because the walker is very slow, it can only move 1 unit, but it can move and attack, and it does 3 dice, 3 dice, 3 dice. So it's very powerful if it can get within range, but it's very slow. Alright, we're going to put the dice down on all of the units that are activating. So these guys are going to activate, and the troopers at the back activate. The walker is activating, and these guys can also activate. So everyone has to move first. We're going to zoom down and see if anyone's going to get moving. Alright, so for the Imperial units, they are going to move 1 space up here onto the hill. They will be able to attack. And these guys are going to move actually 2 spaces. They're going to go 1, 2, but they won't be able to attack because they've moved more than 1 space. They move 2, don't get to attack, but that's fine. They wanted to get them up on the ridge. These guys are also going to... let's see, the walker can only move 1. It's going to move right here. 1, 2, 3. It's got nobody to shoot at, so it won't be doing anything else. And these guys are going to move 2, and also move 2 and not be able to shoot. So, there we go. These guys are not going to move anywhere. They're just going to stay on the ridge, so they won't be able to shoot. Nobody's within range. So the only battle that's going to be happening is right here. The droids are going to be shooting at the Snowspeeders. Let me just readjust the camera, and we'll get rolling it up. And let's take a look at the droids. They can move up to 2 and still attack. So because they're adjacent, they'll be rolling 2 dice. And Snowspeeders are hit on gear symbol and blast symbol. Alright, let's go down and have that attack. Alright, it's always tricky to figure out where we want to put the dice tray. We're going to put it right here. So our droids are attacking the Snowspeeders. 2 dice, they're looking for blasts and gear symbol. And they get 1 blast and 1 retreat. So one of our Snowspeeders, unfortunately, has destroyed, and then we have to retreat. So we will move 1 space back there. And that is it. They get to grab, of course, a 4th card. And I think we're going to leave it off there for today. So back camera up and, yeah, wrap it up. Alright, well that will wrap up our opening episode for our second mission, Snowspeeder Counterattack. We're playing from the Rebel perspective this time. And yeah, we've already gotten one of our Snowspeeders destroyed. We've got Raid for next time. Order a vehicle, can you move an additional hex and fire an additional die. Wow. That would be nice for trying to take down the Walker. Order 2 units of your choice. They can move additional hex. That's also nice. Oh, we'll see what we're going to do when we come back tomorrow. So thanks so much for watching along. Make sure your comment descriptions like Star Wars Battle of Hoth. This is the second mission, Snowspeeder Counterattack. We're playing from the Rebel perspective this time. We've got the Luke Skywalker cards, and the Imperials have the Veers cards, and a Walker out on the field. So we'll see what happens in future episodes. Thanks so much. Hope you'll join me for that.